So our final story this week, let's talk about grocery shopping, and in particular, age verification at checkout. There is a company based out of Ohio, which I'm just gonna give you the name of this. The company, because I was like, what are these? This just looks like words to me, and it's strung together. It was Diebold Nixdorf's Dynamic Smart Vision Age Verification System. I'm like, jeez, man, that's a mouthful right there. But Diebold Nixdorf is the company. Apparently, they're based out of Ohio, which is interesting. But they're putting this into place in a retail chain in Germany, the Edeka group, I guess. They're putting into test in Stuttgart Airport. So basically, what this does, it's AI-powered age verification technology. It checks for misscanned and unscanned items as well. But basically, there's an algorithm that estimates the age of the customer within 2.5 years, and then those estimated to be over the age of 27 are basically just allowed to purchase the items. So if you're buying alcohol, basically, is what it's going to be used for. So if you're above the age of 27, you just purchase the thing. If you're under 27, it still asks for ID.
Oh, then
so
that's what I
exactly. Paul, let me ask you, what is the point?
I have no idea what's the point. At first, I was gonna say, so if I'm like 17 and a half, it could overestimate and make a mistake that I'm 21. But if it asks for the ID regardless, like that's the use. Like you're wasting technological resources to do something stupid.
This is a problem that is already solved. It's solved because you can show it your ID if you needed to.
So here's the thing.
It could verify exactly your age, not approximation within 2.5 years.
It's the dumbest use case ever, because I went to buy NyQuil the other day. I had no idea you had to present an ID to buy NyQuil.
Really? You do?
Yeah. So like, which is funny because there's this other sleep aid I used to sometimes, like, you don't need an ID. I'm like, that's like the same thing. It's the same problem. But anyway, like, the point is, like, as soon as you scan an item that requires ID, like, it'll prompt you for an ID. You know, it's like, and so here's the thing. Here's another question. Like, even if the AI assumes like that you're older, I'm sure kids are going to figure out how to trick it. I'm 100% sure, like,
guaranteed. Guaranteed. Like, you can show up in old man makeup.
Right. And then, like, why if my face is covered and like whatever. So so then you'll still need humans to like be like, hey, you know, you need to.
What they should have done here was just have the AI ask to look at your ID, and then it can read what's on the ID and say whether you're old enough or not. It's literally a problem that's already solved.
You're making
I don't know what we're doing.
Kevin. You're making
so Diebold sells like these touch screens. Pretty much, if you've been in a grocery store or any kind of convenience store that has self-checkout, they're selling these devices. They also sell like the ATMs machines. Most of the ATMs in the banking industry are run by Diebold.
Yep.
And so they're just putting another widget on top of this thing that gives you a reason to buy theirs over someone else's. But I don't think it's going to really work that well. Can you check out? And I've never tried this, and I think you could go try it. If you go to a self-checkout and see currently, can you buy alcohol at a self-checkout? I don't buy alcohol, but I don't think you can. And that's
you can't. Somebody comes over and has to verify your age.
Verified your ID. Yeah.
But the problem is Walmart's rolling back self-check. They're not going to have it anymore because
so is Target.
Theft. And so like, I think they're kind of late to this game. Like, it's just, it's going back to like, they need people checking them out anyway.
I know what's happening here. It's just a different demographic. And that's why I didn't see it right away. The same reason we have Rabbit device to convince fools to part with their money. This is a way for a business to convince supermarkets to part with we created an extra service, even though we're not really solving anything, because at the end of the day, you're still going to have to check the IDs, but for extra AI, because we put it in there, and that's what it is people just jumping on this hype, like
it's checkout now with AI. You're right.
And we need you to upgrade the panel to get it.
I think everybody's trying to stick AI into everything, and I love building AI tools, but I'm trying to build things that actually solve like a problem that I have. And what I found out, like, there's lots of companies, and some companies it's just a different wrapping on a thing that's BS, and then there's some companies that are actually going out their way to create meaningful use cases, and they're honest about what they are, and you're like, oh, this is definitely what I need. And I think like there's just products that are trying to cash grab, and then there's, I'm sure, products that make sense, and they're all in the same market, and people just trying to like kind of like snake oil sales you. Like,
let's just say this company had good intentions, right? Let's just say that. If they did, wouldn't somebody at the company at some point just say, why? Wouldn't somebody question it and just say IDs?
What about
sold?
this scenario, Kevin? Let's say that we work at a 7-Eleven, right? And so an 18-year-old comes up and tries to buy beer. And you say, let me see your ID. And he presents you with his dad's ID or whatever.
Right.
Is the average 7-Eleven employee looking at the image to do verification or whatever? So I do see where this could be a helpful tool where they can say, let me look at your face, put your hands up, put your face to the camera, and then let me look at the ID and compare them. I don't know. I don't know if they're really
okay. Now that I could buy. I could buy a look at the. You basically stand there and you hold your ID up next to your face, and it compares and says, "Yes, you're clearly old enough," and "Yes, you are that person."
Yeah.
There's two kind of verification checks there, isn't there? It's the classic McLovin, isn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, the triangle between your two irises and your nose point is kind of like unique, I guess. You know, there's some like 6 or 7 face points. And I'm sure it looks at a lot of different ones. At least Jack Bauer does in 24.
Well, this one's not doing that, though, don't forget. This one is literally looking at your face and saying, oh, I think you're 32, therefore you're okay to go.
Right, yeah.
It's not doing any verification check against like wild. ID at all.
Literally, somebody, this is the meeting. They're like, hey, we need to hit our end of quarter quota. What can we do really quickly right now to get extra $1 million from...
So I guess there's some liability maybe for all underage purchases, and maybe
there is for the store
for
sure.
If you're over 21, you're not checking ID anyway, so do you care? So maybe that's what they're thinking here, is that maybe this just makes it easier to do, and you don't have to argue with the 18-year-old that's obviously 18 trying to buy beer on Friday night. Say, bro.
Well, the AI said no, so
no, sorry, man.
I literally see
Siri said no.
So here's the thing. I've seen some 18-year-olds with like a big beard. They look like they're 40.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, get the hell out of here. You're 18. Like, it's like they look and like, and so I see it being a net positive for young kids getting wasted on the weekend, because like they're going to be like, literally, this is like the Friday night. It's going to be a bunch of high school kids. And like, okay, how's your beard looks? Okay, that's not gray enough. All right. You need to like scruff it up a little bit. And then they go to the store. It's like, I am an old man. And the AI is like,
little bit of makeup here and there, few wrinkles. It's not any different.
I hope if anybody watches this who lives in that vicinity where they have the store, please do TikToks where you're literally going with a beard and trying to trick it and just record it. Like, because I am 100%. It's oh my God, it's be hilarious.
So I guess what I want to do is tell it that I'm under 27. That's what I want to get carded from these things anymore. That's what I want to happen.
That's the goal.
I know people so bad.
Can I reverse it?
And disable this.
Look at me. I'm old, but it thinks I'm 26. Thanks.
Also, like, you could randomly, like, I wonder, like, if you could do like a bait and switch, have like some elderly person behind you, just move your head really fast and like snaps just like.
Maybe you're like, excuse me, sir, could you just stand here for 1 second?
Yeah.
Look at this.
I'll give you $2. And just like,
check this out. Look at that thing real quick.
Yeah. Or like, can it tell like face between a picture? Like, imagine kids, they have this hoodie when they pull it over, it's like an old man's face. Like, it's like,
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what the process is like. Does it take just a flat photo? Because you're right. Could you stick a photo in front of it? Would it like
usually facial rec is better than that? I usually can tell, but like
maybe
who knows?
But I'm sure like the thing is like here's like where it's like they're over engineering a solution for a problem that's already solved.
Check IDs, man.
Yeah. Right. It's like
exactly.
It's but
I guess they're selling a device where the store doesn't want to have an attendant there, and so like that's the problem. But if you're going to sell these things and they're regulated by age, you're going to have an attendant.
You have to have an attendant because they've already said it's only if you're less than 27. It says I need to check, so you're legally allowed to buy it. I don't know about in Germany, but I'm guessing it's 18. I think in Germany, 18 to 27-year-olds are still allowed to buy these items.
Yeah.
What you can do is just say you can't. That's not going to work, is it? The store's going to like lose a fortune.
Well, the reason they're getting rid of these things anyway in stores is because the kids are walking in the store and just walking out with the beer and not even paying for it, much less check an ID.
Right. This is true. This is true. Yeah, just bypass this thing together. Who needs age verification? You just walk out.
Don't need it. I'll just walk out with it.
Who cares? What's funny, I had an experience like at an airport where I go to pay and I'm like, where's the attendant? And like, there's no attendant. It's literally...
I've been to one of these.
And that's so weird to me. I'm not saying I would steal anything, but my first thought was, I'm just going to take a bunch of stuff and leave. I didn't because I'm not the teenager anymore.
Amazon's rolled that back though. Amazon's saying that it just doesn't work well enough for them to to roll it out.
Well, Amazon, from all the people speaking, weren't they using like a whole team of folks to?
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. I don't know if the airport one's the same technology. I don't know, but I saw the same thing in airport. I don't know if it was. It might have been. It was Charlotte or Raleigh. I can't remember which one it was. I flew out of there, and they have one of these things, and I went to it, and because I was like, "Oh, I'm fascinated. I want to go to the automated store." And yeah, you just put the item on a thing on a like a big board, and you put it down there, and then you click check out, and it just like knows what you got there, and you check out, and that's it. You could just walk out. Agreed. There was nothing to. I don't think there was any security other than just. The fact that you're in security behind an airport and you probably wouldn't want to get arrested for stealing a Snickers from the worst.
The worst.
it's not a good place to get arrested.
Airport. Yeah, forget it.